8-week pregnancy update. I have finally reached the halfway point. Actually, I'm over the halfway point now, but I'm so happy to just know that I'm more than halfway done with this pregnancy. It has been an easier one compared to my past pregnancies, but it's still a little hard for me to deal with and stuff like that. But more than halfway over, so I'm excited. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into my update because I have a lot that I wanna, talk to you guys about, and I hope that we get to this quick enough. All right. So first, per my Ovia pregnancy app, I am the size of a Napa cabbage. I don't know what that is, but cabbage, a baseball glove, and a prairie dog. So I'm pretty sure you know at least what one of those things are. So that's the size of baby girl. She might be a little bit bigger than your normal 25-week baby because she is measuring 2 weeks ahead of time. And during my last visit, she was already weighing 2 pounds and 2 ounces. And that is definitely, I want to say it's definitely 1 pound more than your normal 25-week baby. So I am measuring a little bit over average. I have more energy now in my second trimester than I did in my first one, and I'm actually going into my third trimester, so that's a good thing. Especially now because I know that when I go a little bit more into my third trimester, I start getting tired again. But I do have more energy to run around and do my everyday, activities, my errands and everything, and to keep up with the kids. However, I still get sleepy, and most of the time I try to schedule it during the day while the kids are in school, but I can't always control that. I have fallen asleep while doing homework with them when they come home, and sometimes I'm just too sleepy and I sleep when my husband comes home. And he has been such an awesome help where he'll come home and start cooking dinner if I'm sleeping. He won't even try to wake me up, which is a nice thing for him to do, especially around this time. But I will take it as I can because I don't know what it's going to be like after I have her. It's been very uncomfortable to sleep at night. I am getting maybe 3 to 4 hours of sleep, and it's not even back to back. It's 3 to 4 hours throughout the whole night. And most of it is because you're supposed to be trying to sleep on your left side, which I have been doing, but I have this pain that I'm going to explain to you guys, which makes me like toss and turn because it's just an unbearable pain that won't go away while I'm sleeping. So on top of just being uncomfortable with the pregnancy pain, not even pain, just uncomfortable feeling, I do have a pain that I'm trying to work with on getting enough rest. I've also been having a hard time getting in and out of bed, and I have a very high mattress, so when I go to the restroom and I have to like jump off and get back on, that in itself is like a workout for me. I have to like grab the blanket, pull myself up, and if my husband does feel me like getting in and out, he will help bring me back onto the bed. So it's been quite funny and quite the experience of having a high bed. I'm thinking about getting like a step stool. I just haven't had the chance to go purchase it, but I do need to get it as I'm getting into my third trimester now, and I know I'm getting a C-section in the future, so I know I'm gonna need something to help me get in and out of bed without having to forcefully pull myself up. Alright, so I'm getting this, what I thought was like rib pain at first. It's been localized like right here. And at first, like in the beginning of the pregnancy, it was on and off. I wasn't getting it, continuously during the day or even days in a row, like it would just come and go. But this past weekend, we went up to Disney, and I had already been feeling the pain for like 2 or 3 days, and it was just nonstop. The walking didn't help, the eating there, I'm sure, didn't help. But I was in so much pain. So I decided to call my doctor while I was there. And I called, and she said it's one of 2 things. It's either gas, which I assured her, or I told her I didn't think that's, what my problem was, because I have had that pain before and it was a different type of pain. Or number 2, my gallbladder. She was like, if you start vomiting, definitely go into the ER. I did confirm to her that I was nauseous quite a bit and I had back pain along with it. So she was like, yes, if you do vomit, please go to the ER. That night we went back to our hotel room and it was one of the first things I did. I took a shower, changed into my pajamas, and was so nauseous, I vomited. So, sorry. So instead of going to the ER while I was in the Orlando area, I decided to just cut our trip short. We drove home just to make sure that we went into the hospital where I will be delivering at, where my doctors were. I felt comfortable there, and I just thought that if anything happened where they would have to admit me for anything, I was already home. So I went into the ER and I got checked. They monitored the baby, and then they also did a sonogram and blood work. My sonogram came back with it being, it was like a gallbladder problem, but it's not as severe. It's just like the beginning stages where it's called sludge, and that is pretty much, not everything is exiting the gallbladder the way it's supposed to. So it's like kind of like getting stuck, and what would help is just keeping a well-balanced diet together. One of the first things that they told me to do was lay off fried food. And for all of you that know, any Spanish people, we eat a lot of fried foods. I mean, I eat a lot of other stuff, but fried foods is like part of our diet. So that's been a little bit hard to keep off of. But the other things I was told to stay away from were oils, sauces, and sweets. Fried food and sweets. Another one of my cravings. So it's been quite the, it's just been very hard. It has. But I know that I don't want to continue on with the pain. And if I do continue on with the pain and it doesn't get any better, it can become like gallstones, and then I would surgically have to get it removed. So I'd rather not even go that route, and I'm trying my best to stay away from that and try to clear it up as much as I can. The other thing I've been experiencing is lots of back pain. I started out with just the lower, of course, because you're carrying more. It's just more weight that you have. So the back pain was a definite, like I knew I was going to get it. But then I'm getting the upper pain, back pain, which also is part of the gallbladder situation, because that is one of the symptoms, is if you get back pain and all the other symptoms I described, then it can be a gallbladder, and that's actually what it was in my case. I've also been experiencing Braxton Hicks contractions. They've been coming and going, nothing serious, nothing unbearable. I've been able to tolerate it very well, so that hasn't been too bad. The baby is moving around quite a bit. I was feeling fluttering before, but now you can actually see her movements from the outside, and all of the kids have been able to feel her. My husband has only been able to feel her maybe once, because every time that he goes near her to feel her, she stops dead in her tracks. I don't know what he did to upset her, but she is not a fan of Daddy right now. He has tried to feel her when the kids are feeling her, and he knows she's moving, and she just stops. And it was confirmed during the ER visit and during my last doctor's visit. At the ER, they had me strapped up to the monitor so you can hear her heartbeat and you can hear her movements and stuff like that. So he would go and try to touch her again, and she would stop completely, where it looked like she flatlined on the monitor. The nurse was like so surprised that she just stopped. You couldn't hear her movements, you couldn't hear anything. So that happened at the ER. And then when we went to the doctor's appointment, we're looking at her through the ultrasound, and she's having a party in there because she wouldn't sit still enough for us to get too many images of her. But when Daddy went to go and actually touch her again, she stopped. She went into this like protective position where she brought up her arms, brought up her knees, and just kind of like backed up, because I felt her. And during the images, you can see where she was just like opening up for the camera, and then the other part where she was like in a crouched up position. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to put those in here so you can see what I'm talking about. It was the first 3D ultrasound that we've done. Everything prior to this has always been 2D. So this was quite an experience, and it's the first time we all went as a family because everyone had off that day from school and work, and the kids were able to see her, and Daddy was able to see her, and I was able to see her. And not only were we able to see her, but her features were very clear to us. Like, you were able to see her eyes and her nose and her lips, and it was just an amazing experience for us to all witness together. So that was really nice. Even though I got the 3D ultrasound, I am making an appointment probably around my 30th week for a 4D HD ultrasound. This one is not done at the doctor's office. This is done in one of those offices where they have the ultrasound machine, and you get like half an hour sessions with the technician, and she is able to see more of the baby's features. I think they do, I think you get a DVD with the whole session on there. You get like 4 4x6 images, and on top of being able to have people there with me, I can also do a live stream where my family, especially those that are out of state, can watch as we're doing it. So I think it'll be a really nice experience for everyone to be able to experience together and enjoy before she makes the entrance into this world. For testing and blood work, testing, I have to get the glucose test at 28 weeks, which is 2 weeks from now. This Saturday I make my full 26 weeks, so I have to get that done before my next doctor's appointment. I am not looking forward to that because that stuff is just so disgusting and so hard to keep down. I think I'll be better at it this time around because in the past I was not able to tolerate anything food-wise or drink-wise, so I think I'll be able to at least keep it down, but I'm not looking forward to drinking it. Being there for 2 hours, hey, it's like a little mini vacation from the kids, so that part isn't too bad. Just set up my iPad and Netflix and just enjoy a 2-hour vacation. And then, the whole like blood work part, I always hate getting blood work done because they can never find my veins, but I've spoken about that in the past. ER, I had to get blood work along with the sonogram just to make sure everything was okay. All my levels were fine. Unfortunately, I did come back with 2 low blood levels. I have anemia, which I have even without the pregnancies. I've always been on like the anemic side. But the 2, if you see me looking down, I'm sorry, I'm looking at my notes. The 2 levels that came back really low was my hemoglobin, which is the HGB count. It is a protein in the red blood cells. And the count is supposed to be between 12 and 16, or the range is supposed to be between 12 and 16, and mine was at an 8.3. So mine was pretty low. And then the HCT count, which is, I can never pronounce that right, hematocrit? I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and just write it in, just so you guys know what I'm talking about. That range is supposed to be between a 37 and a 47, and I am at a 24.7, so that is also low. And again, it probably just has to do with my anemia and low iron levels, but I do have to bring that blood work paperwork in with me when I go see the doctor during my next appointment. If you guys think you have anemia or you're anemic, just make sure you discuss it with your doctor, which they'll see in your blood work anyway. But some of the symptoms that you get is definitely fatigue, which is probably why I'm still taking naps during my 2nd trimester. You get a lot of hair loss. I don't get a lot of hair loss, but my hair is pretty thin, and that's probably why, I do lose my hair while I'm like washing my hair or brushing my hair, but not like huge clumps like I've seen some friends or family members that have anemia have. You also get heart palpitations, which I already have because I have PVC, so I get it anyway. And you get shortness of breath, which, as you can see, I already have, and I had at the beginning of the video, so that's been my life. But I am at the end of the video. I don't even know how long this was. Hopefully it wasn't too long. But I hope you guys enjoyed my 25-week update. And if you guys have any questions or comments or anything, list them below and I'll try my best to, you know, answer them. Or, you know, it's always nice to have people communicate back and forth about pregnancy because every pregnancy is different. All of my pregnancies have been different. So it's great to have the community where you can actually just talk to everyone and, you know, just try to find out stuff before it happens to you, or, you know, just experience different experiences and, you know, just be there for each other. Sorry, again, I'm out of breath. But I am at the end of the video. I want to thank you guys for putting up with me for this long, and I hope you guys subscribe. You know, we're having a little one and she will be here soon. So it would be nice to have all of you guys along on this journey, to see baby girl and to see what our lives are going to be within 2017. Let's see what happens. Next video that will come up will probably be the name reveal. So again, if you guys want to keep up with that, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys soon, and I hope you guys are all doing well. Love you guys. Bye.
Tonight we're giving, tonight we're hoping, tonight we're